Hi everybody. So it's Wednesday, April 26th, 11:17 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I'm sorry it's been a while since I posted actually I did post that video last Friday, but I'm sorry I didn't post anything else. So, El Paso Comic-Con. It was fun. Got to meet Alan Tudyk, who is a really nice guy. He signed my picture. And he also signed a picture that I printed out for my mom and my little sister. And then, who else was there? Got to meet Steve Cardenas, the original Red Ranger from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. He was also a Blue Ranger in something else, in another Power Rangers. I don't remember what it was. But anyway, got to meet him. He was really nice too. I told him that when I was little I'd always wanted to be the Red Ranger, and he got this big grin on his face and he said, "That's a first for me. I've never heard anybody say that they always wanted to be the Red Ranger." And I actually have, somewhere in my storage is a Red Ranger action figure. I don't know where it is, but we'll find it. Let me see. Also got to meet Dina Meyer from Starship Troopers. She's very nice, and she also confirmed the fact that when they were filming, Paul Van Verhoeven was running around behind the cameras yelling, "The bags are over here, the bags are over there, you've got to shoot them," and, you know, even though they have blanks in the gun, they're like, yeah, we don't want to shoot our director. So she confirmed that. Let me see, who else was there? Martin Kleba, who some of you may know him from Pirates of the Caribbean. He's the midget. He also is a stuntman, and he also appeared in the movie Mirror Mirror. He played Butcher, the dwarf, and he is a really great guy too. And I got a video of him punching the MC in the nuts as he walked by, and man, that was great. That'll probably be up sometime this week. Who else was there? Kevin Aglos, who's another actor. He's in Underworld 1 and 3. And he also is a writer on Underworld, which is neat. Let me see, what else? He's a very big guy. Very big. Very, very friendly. Oh, also, Lou Ferrigno, the original Incredible Hulk, was there. Again, very nice guy. And he signed my program. And his hands are huge. I mean, this is my hand. Think of it bigger. I actually had to take my ring off because when he shook my hand, I was like, ow! I asked him if he had any pairs of the purple pants left. And he said yes, but most of them are in pieces. Who else? If any of you have ever heard of the 1978 revenge movie called I Spit on Your Grave, they did do a remake, but it was originally done in 1978, and that actress was Camille Keaton. She was there too, and also promoting another one of her movies that she had, and apparently they did a remake. She was in a remake of Plan 9 from Outer Space, which I didn't know that, but that's cool. Again, she's very lovely as well, and I kind of would look over at her booth, and there were a few people who would come up, people who were maybe a little older than me. She was very surprised that I knew what the movie was, and I actually heard about it in high school from a teacher of mine who happened to like those kinds of movies. Big thing was getting to meet Nicholas Brendon, who played Xander Harris on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He's very tall. I'd say he'd come up, I was up to about, well, actually he's not very tall, but he's very broad, and he gives good hugs. And, I told him that if he should come check out Las Cruces Comic-Con, because, you know, the same people who ran this convention ran Las Cruces Comic-Con, and he said, well, I'll think about it. So who knows, we may see him in Las Cruces sometime soon. Speaking of which, Las Cruces Comic-Con is going to be on August 25th through the 27th instead of September. I guess they're doing it a little earlier because that way some people haven't gotten back to work yet, some maybe even haven't started school yet, so more people will actually come. Not that people didn't come back in September, but there might be more. And for Las Cruces Comic Con, I'm going to be going as Newt Scamander from Fantastic Beasts. I already have the coat. I just need to get the suitcase, the shirt, the vest, the bow tie, and the wand. I'm going to make the wand myself. I just have to find a tutorial online. Let me see. In addition to Nicholas Brendan, very nice guy. Also met Ian McGinty, who is an artist, the original Munchkin artist. That's his artwork in the original board game. He also is a artist on what is it called? Oh crap, I can't think. An artist on the Adventure Time comics, and he's great. He also works on the Steven Universe comics, and I actually asked him which of the characters are hardest to draw. He said at first it was Jake, because he can stretch and metamorphose, and then now he says it's Princess Bubblegum, because she wears different outfits every day, almost every issue, so he has to make sure he can catch up with that. But he was very nice. He also signed my program. Also got to meet Matt Nastos, who was a writer on Phineas and Ferb, and he told me that the two characters he really got used to writing were Doofenshmirtz and Perry the Platypus. "'Cause you Perry the Platypus!" That was not my very best Doofenshmirtz thing, but oh well. Let me see. Matt Nastos. Oh, and one of the co-creators of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the comic book that inspired the animated series, Kevin Eastman. He even did a special Comic-Con issue, and that was really cool. I asked him how they came up with the names for the Ninja Turtles. How they gave them Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, Michelangelo. And he told me that originally they were going to give them Japanese names, and then they were going to do American names, but then they realized that they sounded weird. They sounded kind of stupid. So he's an art history fan, so he just started saying Leonardo. We'll call him Leonardo, Raphael, Michelangelo, and Bernini. That was going to be Donatello's original name, but Bernini doesn't work, does it? It even sounds weird. So that's how they came up with the names. I always like to ask people certain things. Like I asked Steve Cardenas, the Red Ranger, if they got to see the Japanese part of the show before they they did the American part of the show, and he said no, they did not. They only saw the whole thing when they put them all together. And then didn't even see they did the voiceovers for like when they were in the suits, well, for their Japanese counterparts. And then when you see them in the Zords and the Megazord, they did the voiceover for that. But they really didn't see everything until sorry. They didn't really see everything until the ending. And then, of course, I asked Dina Meyer about Paul Van Verhoeven. I asked Martin Kleba about working with Lily Collins, whom he says she's very sweet. I didn't really ask Nicholas Brendan anything, which I wish I should have. But I did ask Alan Tudyk about where he came up with the voice for King Candy and Wreck-It Ralph, and he said that when he did the reading, they told him think of Ed Wynn, who, as we all know, is the voice of the Mad Hatter in Alice in Wonderland, the animated version, and his Uncle Albert in Mary Poppins. So he told us how to do that. He also talked about, sort of working with Anthony Daniels, with Nathan Fillion, with Heath Ledger, because he was in A Knight's Tale with him. So that was a great panel. That was a great one. The Harp Twins were back, and I got to introduce them to my friend Andrew, and he really liked their music. So, ladies, if you're watching this video, you've got another fan, I think. Let me see. The A-Team van was there. So was the 1960s Batmobile. That was pretty badass. Hold on a minute. Sorry, I had to check. I have something on pause. The 1960s Batmobile was there, and that was really neat. Jurassic Park Jeep was there, so was the TARDIS from last year. The only thing I did notice is that the Breaking Bad RV wasn't there. That makes sense. And then one big thing that kind of came out of this, I'm going to be doing a article about cosplay, and I'm going to be quoting 3 cosplayers that they had at the panel. They had a Comic-Con. That would be Ginny D and YaYa Han. You probably heard of YaYa Han. And Christina Dark, also known as Christina Gonzalez. I'm going to put the links to their websites and such in the bottom of this description of the video, so that way you guys know, well, you guys know who it is. But yeah, I quoted them, and then I took some pictures of some people and made sure to get their name, where they were from, and how long they worked on their costume. It's not going to be a very long article. I'm just going to kind of talk about the main points and everything like that, but it should be interesting. So Comic-Con was fun. We stayed at my aunt's house, and she actually lives not too far from downtown. Maybe about 20 minutes, maybe, give or take. She lives in Northeast, though, so we did have to kind of, we had to make sure we had everything ready to go. And that was fun. Hopefully, and then, of course, there's Las Cruces Comic-Con in August, so that means I gotta get cracking on my costume. I did my Ghostbusters costume again this year. I didn't wear the proton pack and the wand because I couldn't inflate them. They're inflatable, so I couldn't do it. I guess I don't have the big enough lung capacity. But yeah, I'm gonna be Newt Scamander for Las Cruces Comic-Con. It's also gonna be my costume for Halloween, and I'm kind of hoping that they do have Las Cruces Anime Days 2018 this year. Apparently they weren't able to do it because of budgetary reasons, but fingers crossed. And then also in February, El Paso does their Anime Con, so that might be in the future too. Now, as to something else, I posted on my blog a while back that I would be doing something called a Tolkien blogging project, and I would be blogging about my experience of reading The Hobbit, the Lord of the Rings, all 3 of those, and the Silmarillion. I don't have the Unfinished Tales or any of the other books, but I'm gonna blog about that. I just finished part of The Hobbit, all the way to Queer Lodgings, just before they get into Mirkwood, and after they've been through Bjorn's house. That should be up sometime, if not this week, then next week. But first, expect that cosplay article. And I will be doing my reviews again. I just have to find something to review. I was thinking maybe even doing a couple of video game reviews, because I've gotten a few video games now, and maybe that. And then I'm going to try to figure out how to do Twitch on my Xbox, so that way maybe you guys can see me play some video games. I'm also going to download some games here on my PC, like Five Nights at Freddy's. I have always wanted to play that game, so I will probably buy it and watch it. Okay, so that's the update. Now it's 11:31. I probably should go get some sleep. So that's what's gonna happen as we're getting into April, from April into May. Oh man, I cannot believe that next week it's gonna be that on Monday next week it's gonna be the 1st of May. Whew. It sure went fast. But again, if you guys have any questions or comments or if any suggestions for what you want to see on this channel, let me know. You can contact me on Twitter, my Tumblr, my WordPress. I'll put the link. I think I have the links on my channel page. But yeah, that's what's gonna happen. So until then, this is Gabby Rolante / Gabby Gibson saying good night.